Thank you, Guru Priya. It's after so many titles, my medulla is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier, and sometimes you expect that a person with so many badges or titles, when it comes, in anticipation already, it is going to be a very heavy lecture, is going to give us like a heavy dose. But thankfully to the topic, we will try to make some kind of a justice to the topic. Very happy to spend this evening with you all. I like whoever makes these the promotional part, the picture that Swamiji laughing with that other person is just perfect. And in fact, there is a video that gets circulated, which was made after Swamiji's passing, where it has like a 15 seconds of his laughter. It is just outstandingly beautiful. And it is actually good to see the people that we recognize as saints. Generally, there is a conception that saints or the spiritual life is like extremely centered, morose, to the extent that it is going to become like amazingly like laughing is a wrong thing to do or something like that. And I will come to that, but again, as we were talking about today, is like humor as a means to heal. And have you felt sometimes like that, ki something in us actually doesn't want to heal at times? I'll tell you a very simple thing about my life. I know I was in a school, chota, around 7th grade or something, 6th or 7th grade. And for circumstantially at that time also, it was a very small group of boys, a large group of girls in my class. There were like 13, 14 of us, and then the 42 girls were there. And we were always in minority, so we were always sort of a little afraid of going into the classroom because we have no idea what this other part of our class was used to be. And I remember something like that, and I made a tiny mistake or some stupidity. And all the girls laughed to the heart. I was so upset, like, what on earth are these? There's no shame. I said, I will never forget this. I will always remember. The problem happened like after a couple of days, I started forgetting. I said, this shouldn't happen. I should remember how they treated me just a couple of days ago. So I said, what should I do? So I wrote a note, precisely remembering each, because there are too many of them. Now, how will I remember each and everybody's name? So I wrote down names also. And few of them actually did not do it also. So I wrote them also, so that I don't have to be upset with them. I should only upset with this and not this. And I would always carry it in my pocket. After a few days, or maybe a week or so, I carried it and I'm like, oh, this is stupidity. So of course I threw it away. But you see, I remember that time very vividly. Something in me absolutely wanted to remember, not let it go. I will remember it. Not even intentionally. I didn't mean to hurt them or anything, but they hurt me. I will remember it. Something about that magnetism is there. If you must have spoken to some friends. I actually have very good friends also, and then they talk about, I remember that time and she hurt, she broke my heart. And then they at times carry that heaviness still many years, decades passed at that time. Because, strangely, there is some magnetism even in that also. That prevents the healing, Swamiji was very intellectual. Very wise he is. If you look at around, I'm sitting in the boutique, lots of books, many music he wrote. When he came initially on the path, when he was 22 years old, it was very also in his mind. And just like I think many of us, when we look at spirituality, all of a sudden our spines become straight, and it is good to keep spine straight, by the way. But still, and then we stopped smiling. He was also a little like that, but Master wanted to make him a little like. And I think this story you may know. One time he came and said, Walter, come. And then that's how we would call Swamiji. Sit. And the Swamiji was just like, yes, Master called. So in his spine, he came like some very big gyan is going to come out of Master's mouth, and then I'm going to receive. So Master brings out his jhola and then a few things that he has just purchased. And then again, everybody, including Walter, Swamiji, is interested in finding out what exactly is there. And there in that bag is some toys, including a toy gun. And so look at this. And Swamiji didn't know what to make out of it. Like, why on earth is he showing it? First of all, why is it there? And why is he showing this to me? I'm 22 years old, for God's sake. And but Swami Master didn't stop it there. He said, like, switch off the light. I'll show you how this works. And then there they are, no? All grown-ups and here to find God, switching off the light and then waiting for Master to make the next move. And what does he do? I think you know that he shoots the gun and the parachute goes and then comes out, and he's having thrill with that story. And he not stopping there, he's making sure, inviting everyone to participate. He asks Walter, how did you like it? Swamiji, yeah, fine, sir. It's so amazing. You see, like Dhyanaji was here last Sunday. She spent many times here. And again, with her, I wasn't there when this happened, but many a times you see some of these senior teacher, there's a lot of exuberant joy around it, and then they force you to be that also. And even if it is not your necessarily temperament, it sort of brings forth a lightness about this whole path also. And I think that is how Master wanted Swamiji to take it in a spirit, not of a heavy spirit, but in a joyful or a light-hearted spirit. We look at ourselves, like, why is it so heavy? As I said, we say, I have to be perfect. That is our all aspiration. And then we read a whole bunch of books and then we make a big thing about it. If you have, most of you have done level 1, 2, 3, 4 classes. In Delhi, we always used to have this question after level 2, a closing circle. And that's the time when everybody is on like a novice and a joyful fire. No? I'm going to find God, 3 more months to go, kind of a thing. And then they say, my family is complaining. You are doing all these practices, but you still get angry. And we inevitably have to basically specify that, yes, it's okay, it's good. It will come. But there is a joyful spirit behind that, yet an expectation which is like, why is it not yet fixed? I have practiced for 2 months. And now we come here and reflect on yourself also, how do we look at it? Things like challenges or a failure. But we take it to such a gravity, and then all of a sudden, sometimes it becomes too difficult to let go. You see, you can see me body, every one of us, we all understand in the spiritual context. Why do we have the body? Why are we existing here? Only 2 possibilities, isn't it? Either we are like Master, we have an avatar taking birth in this form just to help the humanity. That's option A. And what is option B? We have a few things to work on. So that's why we have to continue in this earth. Which is likely to be true? Option A or option B? I think we all probably will say it is option B. And yet, many times our behavior comes, I am like an avatar only. Yeah, thoda sa yahan wahan garbad hai, but mostly almost there. It's 5 of the masters and 6th is me, maybe 7th. 6 will be Swamiji after all, no? We have to pray to him also, isn't it? We make a mistake and make such a big deal out of it and then stay put on that thing for so long time. No, I am not. I am option B. So I'll make some mistakes. So what's the big deal with it? It is not, when they say ki use humor, it is not trying to say ki it's koi bhi chalta hai. That is not the attitude. It is saying don't rule on things which are coming. We are all learning. Yes, a very beautiful story I will share. Again, this is, there was a hermitage just outside the village and many saintly hermits used to live there. Very simple life, very joyful life, which they didn't have much of any worldly possessions or anything like that. Simple, like meditate, serve, clean, and do your meditations. One of the hermits there one day had this thought. Now, all of them were very wise. But he had this thought, yaar, this is all fine. But after all, why not just go and see have some kingly experience, at least for one day, maybe one afternoon. So he said, okay, master, if you want me to have that experience, open the doors. So with that desire in his heart, he left the hermitage and started walking towards the palace. And in all of a sudden, there was a palace just close by. I said, yes, this must be divine guiding me to satisfy my desire. So he said, okay, let me try. If this desire is supposed to be satisfied by... So he walked into the palace. Nobody stopped him. He says, see, divinely guided. Goes inside, and all of a sudden there's a huge feast out in the dining room. I said, he thought, okay, Divine Mother, Master, if you want me to have this food, looks like that. And all of a sudden then a lot of people, guards come, and it's like, who is this beggar kind of a guy? And like, what are you doing here? So he said, it is my Lord brought me here. So there was a confusion. These guards thought he's referring to my Lord as my king. So they thought king has sent him. I said, okay, please sit, have some food. So they served him and he ate to his satisfaction. And he says, and then he was just like, I'll just rest here for some time. So he's resting. Now, while he's resting, all of a sudden the king, who actually used to reside in that palace, returns. And returns after, like, he's actually delayed and he's very hungry. So he said, where is my food? So these guys, his people are now confused. He said, but my Lord, you sent this fakir, the hermit, to eat? He said, what hermit? I didn't send anybody. He says, where is he? He said, like, he's resting there in your room. He said, like, what? In my room? So he goes there and looks at some random hermit is just sitting on his couch. He said, like, throw him away right now. So while these guards are just then take him away and then start beating him with sticks and then just take the heck out of him. And then the hermit all of a sudden got surprised. What on earth is this happening? And for a moment he lost it, but immediately he got it, and then he starts laughing. And the guards get confused. What? We are beating him and he's laughing. So finally they throw him out. He's still laughing, big time laughing. There's like blood coming out of his hand, and then there's bruises all over, and he's laughing. While they're on the street, another brother hermit is just walking by. So he's like, oh, what happened? He tells him the entire story, but then he asks, why are you laughing? He said, in the name of God's will, I was just went there to satisfy my desire, but I'm so grateful that Divine Mother didn't grant it and gave me a good beating, thrashing at the end. I understood my lesson and said, Master, Divine Mother, I don't want your kingly riches. Let me go back to my hermitage. You see, that's the beautiful attitude, isn't it? See, he didn't care to make mistake, because you will see, we pray sometimes, Master, is this your will? And a little thing happened, we assume it is Master's will and continue. And sometimes Divine Mother, if we are lucky, she gives a tight slap onto our face, which we call as suffering or something, trouble come our way. And like him, what did he do? He began to laugh, because that is a great blessing, isn't it? The moment we suffer, Divine Mother tells you, ki, ha, garbad ho gaya. This delusion caught me. See, Maya, if he always comes in the face of like Maya, like a big label, I am Maya, please be aware, who will get caught? Only if when Maya comes in the form of Divine Mother and says, I am Divine Mother, actually, I am here to take you to God, come. That's the time when we get tricked. No, which one actually should believe?